in the process.
How you doing? My name is Jacob Hollis. I just got in the company about a couple of weeks ago. Um, Studied the material for life insurance. I got my life insurance license and took the test in 5 days. Just got
Awesome.
12, 12 of my friends and family in to become agents themselves, and I'm just ready to run this thing up. And I want to
That's huge,
learn
bro. Who you
learn how to
working
do
with?
this. I'm under Randy Webb, and he just came in and stuff
Awesome.
recently.
That's great. So you had your first dial day yet or no?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Freddie, what's up, bro? Poveri, Vanessa, how are you? Vanessa, I'm not sure we met. Why don't you unmute and tell us kind of the same thing?
I'm pretty new. I just got my license and just kind of working on fingerprinting. So that's about as far as I've gotten.
Working on
Brand new.
fingerprinting? Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Well, welcome.
So
Who are you working
just kind of
with?
getting everything together. I don't have anybody yet. I
How'd you
can't
hear
remember
about us?
exactly
Who
what her
hired
name is.
you?
But anyway, I actually applied online. She reached out to me that day, and Lisa Ann, I believe is her name. So yeah, we've been pretty much communicating back and forth, and took my test and got my license pretty much right away. And so yeah, just kind of ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. That's great. Well, welcome. Tristan, how we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I know we spoke earlier today. Tristan, you're kind of new with us as well. Just started, dialing. What was it, last week or so, right?
Yes, it was the Friday, not this past Friday, but the Friday before this.
Okay. Why don't you talk real quick? How was that well, number one, for that first dial day, how was it? What was your kind of mindset going into it for people like, Vanessa, Jacob, Frank, who haven't, done any dialing yet, because you were in their shoes probably about, three weeks ago or so. So how was, that first dial day for you? Excuse me. I'm sure you were super nervous, right? Just like everyone is.
Yeah, I was really nervous. I think I was like more nervous than I needed to be. You just have to be really like John said, like have your mindset there. You have to be consistent with your dialing, and then, any problems that you get, you got to kind of let it roll off your shoulders. You can't just like get caught up on that one phone call. I don't have like a lot of experience with like customer service, but it's kind of like that. Like you're dealing with certain disgruntled people, or you might deal with like the happiest person ever. But I just went in that day, like, at my set time, dialed all day long, did what I had to do. And you just push through it. So I was like less nervous when I actually did it than I needed to be beforehand when I was like freaking out.
That's totally normal. Like if you weren't nervous, that'd be weird. I know
Yeah, for sure.
I was nervous, my first dial day, even my first, few dial days of like, are these people going to hang up on me? What are they going to say? How am I going to handle people yelling and screaming back at me? Because it's part of the process. You're going to get a colorful, group of people and a, wide, variety of responses and objections and this and that. And people from all ages, 18 to 89, the first call may be a 22-year-old, single mom who just is looking for something to protect her daughter. The next one might be an 85-year-old vet who's, can't stand answering his phone and yelling at you, or whatever the case may be. So you got to learn to kind of be a chameleon and number one, match their tone. So if I have, 85-year-old Miss Mary on the phone, she's like, hello, who's that? I'm like, hey, Mary, it's John. I'm just getting back to you. So I'm going to talk a little louder because maybe she's hard of hearing. I'm going to talk super slow, so kind of mirror her tone. But if I get a young guy like Freddie on the phone, he's like, hello, who's this? What's up? Like, hey, Freddie, what's up? It's John. I'm just getting back to you from the benefit center. And and then I'll slowly bring my tone down, and then we'll kind of mellow it out. We want to try to meet them where they're at. I think that's super helpful.
I was gonna say just one last thing on that. Like, don't be afraid to like ask questions. Like, I got like a ton of objections that day, and I just ask John like every question I have. Like they said this person hung up. Like how do I handle that the next time I go into that and take notes on that?
Yeah, because that's huge. Because like you said, I mean, you could have the objection handling book, and let's be honest, there's only so many different objections that people are going to throw at you. We're having a meeting right now of how to overcome objections. There isn't another Zoom meeting going on with clients on how to create new objections, right? So there's only so many, and then the quicker you can kind of just act upon them, and I think that the better, and this comes with time. You're going to get an objection. The quicker you can just address it, move on and redirect it back to you taking control of the conversation instead of being like, I already got life insurance. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, have a good day. Like, you got to be able to put something back like, okay, perfect. It makes my job a lot easier, Tristan, just so I can kind of update the file here. Who do you have your current insurance with? Let's say, oh, like blah, blah, blah. Gotcha. You'll be like, now my job's super simple. I'm just a local medical underwriter. My job is to make sure you do have the lowest state regulated premium you can based on what you qualify for. So since you already do have life insurance, my job's super simple. It'll take me 2 minutes. As long as you do have that, I'll be out of your way. So all you're doing is trying to just book an appointment to get in the door. And if they have insurance, obviously they'll have the policy. You can take a look at it. And, more times than not, we're able to kind of put them, in a better spot if we can. Yes, sir, Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah, one quick thing I'd add to that too, John, is a lot of people, when they come up with something, hey, I already got that covered. Perfect. Did you get that policy before COVID or before the pandemic or after the vaccinations were released? And it doesn't matter what the question is. Perfect. That's the purpose of my call. Since that, they've come out with brand new premiums that have even lowered because of blah, 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 blah. So you can always overcome it no matter what the scenario. So I just wanted to.
That's huge. Yeah. First time I've heard that one. I'm definitely going to use that. Are you kidding me? Integrity partner right there. That's why. Guy's got a hell of a mind. That's awesome, Schmidt. All right, Frank Picardi, what's up, bro? I know you were in the office today listening and doing some contract and whatnot. When are you going to have your first dial day?
I believe Thursday will be my first dial day. I just
Awesome.
I don't know what to do in the house when they say, give your 3 examples. I don't know how to get those 3 examples. So I watched a lot of videos, but I don't know the basic routine stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't focus so much on the in-home yet. I mean, if you don't book any appointments, you're never gonna have to know about the in-home, right?
Yeah, I gotta know how to
there.
open up like my Americo and sign into it confidently and know where it's at. I just want to feel like I'm not a total moron. I'm like wasting the appointment if I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but that's who you have, people to help you out with. I mean, I went out there, in my first, week with paper apps and, using Schmidt as my crutch, just getting in the home and calling him after I filled the financial inventory sheet and then directing me on where to go. You don't have to get super comfortable. You're a smart enough guy. I mean, there's only so many things. You're either going to go Americo or you're going to go to, Pivot to Aetna or AIG, depending on what the situation is.
And
go ahead,
and Frank, I can call you tomorrow because I know you're not in the field yet, and we can kind of go over that. So let's connect after this, Frank, and pick a time tomorrow morning where we can kind of go through a few scenarios on Zoom. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Looks like we got another Tristan on here too. Do you want to unmute and just let us know who you are, where you are at dialing, or if you have started yet? Tristan Bills. Also, who is iPhone 860-328-6918? I just want to rename this so I'm not talking to a
Hey, this is Chance McQueen.
Chance, you said?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Chance, while I got you unmuted, how long you been with us and who are you working with and kind of where you are in the process? Have you had your first dial day yet?
I have not had my first dial day yet. I got to just set an appointment with Eric to kind of get my logistics figured out, and then also where I'm going to be getting my leads from. That's going to be a topic, and then I'll start dialing. but I also need to get those scripts as well for the dials.
The script, yeah. There's a new agent guide that I have, and I know Eric has. But if you want to drop your email in the chat, I can email that over to you, Chance. It'll
Okay,
give you a
perfect.
good overview of some phone scripts, some in-home objections, and whatnot. So you can kind of brush up on that a little bit to get yourself more prepared.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You got it. All right, so dial day. Today was dial day. So if you dialed today, you know, and you got your camera on, raise your hand so we know who you are. Freddie, I know Pulveri did. Picardi, you dialed today, bro? Or are you watching the Celtics game?
No. I bought a bunch of leads. I didn't.
No,
dial
not
any-
you. I was talking to Jeff. You guys related? Or you
Oh.
just have the same last name?
No, we are. That's my cousin, first cousin.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
What's up, bro?
How you
You
doing,
dialed
Murph?
today or what?
Yeah, I got on there.
How was that? How was that dial day? I'm putting you on the spot, I know, but you know, I saw you on there. I got a call on you.
Every dial day is a good day for me.
See,
It's
that's
just
the
a
right mindset.
What's that?
You got to have that mindset.
Yeah, I mean, after you do the script enough times, you know how it is. You start becoming like it's almost like a broken record. It just gets natural, you know.
Yep. So
Um,
how many appointments did? Well, first of all, how many dials do you think you made today? How many appointments did you say? I know you do this part time because you have a full time job as well, right?
yeah, so I probably got in 50 to 100 dials today, but
Yep.
I dial throughout the week. Like I don't just pick one day because I work a busy schedule. So if I
let's
do my,
let's talk about that for a second because I know there's a few people that have full time jobs also on here and maybe doing this part time. What is your like? Do you have a 9 to 5 you do, or what's your schedule?
yes, I also work for the Department of Corrections. So I work at the women's prison in Niantic, and I work my hours 7:45 roll call to 3 Monday through Friday.
All
Is
right,
what
so you
I
work
do.
like a typical first shift Monday through Friday.
Yep.
So as far as dialing and running appointments, how does that look for you? And when are you trying to book those appointments?
So typically I like to still fall within the Monday and Thursday time frame for dials. This way I could run a couple appointments during the week after I get out of work. And then my Thursday dials would set me up for the weekend. But what I noticed too is that the weekends are good times to dial and run appointments as well. So if I get extra influx of leads over the weekend, it's a good time to catch people home.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. That's another thing. You don't have to. People shouldn't be following the typical Monday through Friday. I mean, Monday, Thursday dial day. If you're full time, obviously you're part time. That's totally different. But if you're full time, you don't have, I think you should have a minimum of 9 appointments a day. I mean, I think 8 appointments a day. We should bump that to 9 or 10. In my opinion, that's what I try to get, 10 appointments a day. Every day you should be dialing. So for instance, if you have, today's Monday, if you have 6 appointments tomorrow and 6 appointments on Wednesday, like you should be dialing tomorrow morning before your first appointment to continue to try to book appointments for you that same day or the following day. So not every day, you don't have the luxury to put it to have a typical, Monday, Thursday schedule and run those other days if you can't book 20 appointments or 40 appointments for the week.
Yeah.
Every day you should be dialing.
For my schedule, it's a little different because it's part-time, but like I told Frank, unless you have 15 appointments lined up, for the next day, you just keep dialing until you get that.
That's it.
But you want, like you guys do 15, 20 appointments. If I was running full time, that's what I'd be looking at, 15 or 20 appointments on my run days.
Yeah, because you want to be able to set yourself up to have success. If you just go out there with 6 appointments a day, I mean, I think it was last Wednesday, I had 9 appointments. I had 6 no-shows. So imagine if I had only 6 appointments and I had 6 no-shows, that'd be a rough day, mentally, right? So you leave your house at 7:30, you're hitting the pavement, you have, 6 appointments, you got 6 no-shows, you're driving home. It's like you wasted your whole day. And that's tough, especially early on. But since I had 9 appointments, I was able to help those other 3 people I sat down with. But if I only had 6, I would have been driving home like, shoot, this business sucks. You know, I thought I had a good dial day. I had 6 appointments and I had 6 no-shows.
I've made that mistake. You know, I've only booked like 2 or 3 appointments. I go out there and God forbid, you know, the first one you're sitting there, you get porched. The second one, something happens, you know, and then you drive in an hour away or however far you're going and you end up with nothing, just spending on gas. So, you know, I think you're right. Like, it's just a numbers game. The more appointments you got booked, the better the odds are going to work towards your favor and the more policies you're going to close, you know?
That's it. And we'll circle back to the phones real quick, because I know this is supposed to be about a phone training and we're getting a little bit off topic. But I mean, scheduling is a big part of it too, and making sure you have enough appointments in order to get there, having a dial all day instead of taking all day to dial. So what I mean by that is, you know, you should, if you're full time and you're even on a dial day, if you can, you should start dialing at 8 a.m. You know, you shouldn't sleep until 9, start at 10:30, whatever the case may be. Like, you're a business owner, this is your full-time job. You know, treat it like that way. If you had a W-2 and you had to be there at 8 o'clock, you wouldn't stroll in at 10:30. Well, gee, you probably get fired, you know? So start at 8 o'clock, get on a live dial. Not that you have to dial, but just hear people dialing, overcome some objections, and hold yourself accountable. Start dialing at 8 o'clock, go till 12, you know, do lunch, take a half-hour lunch break, whatever the case may be, hop on some training or whatever, and then get right back into dialing until you have your appointments. That's what you should be doing. Vanessa, what's up? I saw you unmuted. Was it accidental? All right, cool. No problem. I was forgetting a question.
No, we're good.
All right, cool. So that's what you should. And Freddie, why don't you touch real quick on that? I mean, I know you're super big on, you know, structured schedule and, you know, protecting your dial day, you know. Do you have anything else to add about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, Zach T spoke about it like probably like a month ago, just about your focus time. I mean, when we're doing a W-2 job, you know, let's say we have like a typical 9-to-5 job. If you think about it and analyze it, you're probably not working the full time, right? But now that you're your own business owner, you have to be focused the entire time. And what I mean by that is like you have to be very intentional with your time. Like, if you're taking the whole day just to dial 100 leads, you're not going to be very efficient and probably not going to have enough appointments for the next couple of run days. So obviously, you know, build those habits early on, right? Sooner or later, it's going to become second nature, right? You feel John is second nature now. Like, I even get anxious, bro, if I haven't left my house on a dial day, Monday or Thursday, by like 5:30, just to get to the office in time. I mean, sweating bullets and freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be late on dial day. So yeah, just be very intentional to start off, and sooner or later will become second habits, and it's going to help you, your family, and your business overall. So just be intentional. That's the most important part.
That's huge, bro. And I know this is about, you know,
massive your focus time it is. Go ahead.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, bro. You're the best. I appreciate you. And then obviously this is about phone script and whatnot. I mean, I can run through my phone script. I've done it a couple times. I think the key things are, you know, tonality is a big one. So kind of just talking like this throughout the whole thing, not getting too high, not getting too low. You don't want to sound super excited like a telemarketer. I mean, I know I hang up on telemarketers all day. I'm sure you guys do too. So, and we're not telemarketers, right? We're getting back to people that did fill out requests for life insurance. So tonality is huge. Mindset as well. Going into it, you know, with a positive mindset that, you know, you are going to book the appointment. You are going to come over to their house. And they did fill out the form, right? So that's also huge. Holding yourself accountable. And what I mean by that is, you know, have a dial tracker. Okay, know how many people you're dialing, how many leads you're dialing, and how long it's taking you to dial. So after, you know, every 10, 15, 20, you know, leads, I mean, every line on the dial tracker, you should write what time it was. So you'll see exactly how long you're taking a dial. Okay, the first column, it took me 10 minutes to dial those 10. It took me, you know, 40 minutes to dial the next 10. What happened there? Was I on Facebook? Was I scrolling through TikTok? You know, did I go to the bathroom or or was I on the phone for 5-6 minutes with a few people and booked some appointments? If that's the case, then that's good. But if you didn't book any appointments and the first 10 took you 10 minutes and the next 10 took you 45, like what was the difference there? Right. So that's what I mean by dialing all day or taking all day to dial. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, John. So I was going to mention that when you were talking. How many dials, because we got some people that are brand new. How many dials an hour should people be averaging based on, now again, depends on the lead type, a little bit, but on average, John, someone starts dialing at 7:30, 7:45, how long should it take them? How many dials should they get in per hour? And again, every dial is not every lead you call, but every time you dial the phone and it rings at least one time, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that, it depends on the lead, but I think you should be able to call at least, 20 leads in an hour, if not way more than that. Again, depending on how many people pick up the phone and whatnot, but, maybe 20 to 40, Schmidt, I would say.
Yeah. So I always say about 30 to 40, John. And then another thing, like when I first dial through, and then Dominique was doing some training on this, right? The first time I dial through, like the numbers, like I'm only going to let it ring 3 times. And then the second time I dial, I'm going to let it ring another 3 times. And then the last time I'm going to dial through that first set of dialing, I'm going to let it ring all the way through. And if you get a voicemail and the person's name on the lead is like Theodore, he goes, hey, Teddy, you know what to
Theodore.
do. Then you could write down on the lead comb. You can be like, hey, Teddy, this is. You got me, John?
Yeah, we're losing you out in the country a little bit. But yeah, he was just saying that obviously, you want to hear the person's voicemail. So if his name is Theodore and his voice says, hey, what's up? It's Teddy. When you call him back and he answers the phone, so hey, hello, I'm hey, Teddy. So you sound more like a friend to him rather than a telemarketer. Is that what you're kind of getting at, Schmidt?
Yeah, and that's on the third ring through. Okay,
Yep.
So the first time, 3 rings, hang up. Second time, 3 rings, hang up. Third time, let it ring all the way through. See if you get a voicemail. Okay. There was something else that I was going to mention too on the did you see that training on from Brandon Kitchens about dialing, John?
Yeah, so you're talking about when him send a text message?
Yeah, if it's an iPhone.
Yeah, so that was really good too. So on iPhones, and obviously, you don't know if the person has an iPhone or not, so you try to send them a text message. But that maybe after your first, go around of hitting it 3 times, you would send a text message to, I would say, let's just say Tristan, for example. I'll be like, I would send her a text that, hey, it's John, type of thing, just that. That when you go and call again, it comes up as like maybe John. Have you guys ever seen that before on your phone? Your caller ID comes up as like maybe and then the person's name, because you've had text messages with them before, and it saved their number, not really saved it, but it's saved in there. So a name attached to the phone number, so it comes as maybe John. So the person will be like, oh, okay, I know this person, or they may have a higher likelihood of picking up the phone. It only works with iPhones. Android users, sorry about that, but it doesn't work.
Hey, and one more. Here's the other thing I was thinking about, John. So when you're talking to someone, and so like I call you up and you're like, oh yeah, I only answered the phone because I thought it was my daughter's school, or hey, I'm just in the shower. Hey, I'm at Costco. Like, and again, I know the answer to this because you and I work so closely together, but a lot of people don't. Like, how many times, like, can you go back and forth? Like, I'm already all set. Hey, I'm all set too. Hey, I'm sick. Yeah, I was sick yesterday. Like, can you talk about that? And maybe you and Freddie, because you guys are so good at it. And I know Mike Pulveri's on the phone, on the call. But like, because sometimes it's exhausting. Like, man, like another one. another one. Can you guys talk about that a little bit? Because you need to have that, like, that really stick-to-itiveness or toughness about you to really get through to some of these people, because they are professional procrastinators.
Mhm.
Professionals. I mean, that's the only reason why we're talking to them, because they're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old and they're still looking to get this covered. Can you guys, and I'm not on every one of these trainings, but I love them. But maybe you can talk about that a little bit, and I appreciate
it. Yeah, you got it. Freddie, you want to start that off, bro? Because I know Freddie's out there. He's like, I'm calling everyone back 20 times, so you're not hanging up on me.
No. So it's massive. Honestly, you want to, like you mentioned, you want to obviously match the tone, but at the end of the day, you don't want to make it a big deal when it comes to dealing with the objections, because, like Eric says, they go into procrastinate, right? And they always want to put it out, like, oh, nah, this week is not a good week, and then right away you switch it over. Oh, I'm working, and you always want to switch it over to, okay, when are you? So perfect. What time are you typically back home from work or from the doctor's appointment, for anything they mention, right? And they give you a time. Oh, probably usually like after 2 or 3. You're like, perfect. I'm gonna be seeing 10 other families in your area tomorrow. I can either do a 2:30 or 3:15. Which one you prefer? And then right there, you already added like another 2 to 3 minutes of a conversation. And, oh, what is this about? Oh, it's about life insurance. Yeah, but you said that the beneficiary is gonna be your daughter. Perfect. Now, you mentioned 3:15. Can you get a pen and paper really quick? I just got to get you off the phone. I got another call coming. And then now you added more time to book in that appointment instead of just saying, okay, I'll call you back later after 2. So that's something I do. But another thing, you also want to kind of be very intentional, because that might be the last time they pick up that phone call. And if you let them go, they might block your number. You have to door knock them. Anything else you want to add, John? Just have fun with it, honestly.
Yeah, no, I would just treat everyone like it's like your grandma, right? So would you quit on your grandma that easily? Right. So everyone's gonna come up with all these BS excuses. You just have to out BS their excuses. So hey, I just got a shower. Perfect, me too. No problem. I'll get you off the phone in just a few seconds, and just keep going back to your script. You want to address it and move back onto the script. I'll be like, oh, I'm just out the door right now. Perfect, me too. I just left my house. I got your date of birth on here. It's 1/1/91. Is that you? It's amazing, like, how many times people just give you these things, and oh, actually, the next 2 days I'm super busy. I have doctor's appointments. Gotcha, perfect. What day are doctor's appointments? Oh, I don't know. All day Wednesday. Perfect. All day, like, you're gonna leave your house at 7 a.m. and home at 10 p.m. all day, or what time are they? I have one at 10, and I got one at 2, and then I got one at like 3:30. Perfect. That works out great for me because I don't even have any availability till 5:30. I'll put you down at 5:30. Any reason why you wouldn't be home? No, I should be home by then. Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. And just go back to tying that down. You just have to keep, you guys got to keep fighting, working through those objections, asking them questions, because whoever asks the most questions in this thing wins, right? Either in the home or on the phones. Go ahead, Schmidt.
another thing, and I don't know if you guys did it or if it came from Thomas or it came from somebody, but they talk about, hey, as a courtesy. Yeah, I love when I hear that. Hey, I'm already meeting 10 families tomorrow afternoon, but as a courtesy, I can squeeze you in. It's only going to take about 10 or 15 minutes to show you what you qualify for. So as a courtesy, I can get you in at X or Y. So when these people, this 1% of middle income America that have raised their hand looking for information, when they feel like someone's doing something for them as a courtesy or of a favor, or I'm going to squeeze you in, or I know how important this is, blah, blah, blah. So using that as leverage. And it also helps you get a higher show rate. Right, John? Yep. Because they're like, oh man, this guy's kind of going out of his way. He's already meeting 10 people, doctor, patient. Like if you call the doctor and you're coughing up a lung and you're really sick and you know that they can't see you for 3 months, and they say, you know what, as a courtesy, if you come in at this time, we'll see if we can get that cough looked at. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, thank God, right? You know, that they can actually see me. So I think you really gotta, and again, the reason why John and Freddie, and there's a bunch of people on the call tonight, which is great, but the reason why these guys are so great and proficient on the phone is because they do it so many times. And they didn't wait to get ready, to get ready, to get ready, to get ready. You know, John, and I know you shared the story before, but you know, we were sitting in Hartford and like, you're like, what's next? I'm like, and I like reached down to the bottom of my backpack and found some, you know, I probably used it as, you know, toilet paper or to blow my nose in. I'm like, here's some leads, you know, go call these guys. And you're like, well, what do I say? And I'm like, tell them you're coming over. And they're like, what do I do when we get there? I'm like, we'll figure it out, but it doesn't matter until you get there. You know, so again, it's never going to be absolutely perfect. And the first 15 homes you get in is going to be, you know, we could go out on 100 homes together, and the next home you go in by yourself, you're like, I never seen this. This didn't happen. There's just too many variables, right? So, but use that courtesy thing as a courtesy. I'm going to be able to do this for you, you know, and just think when someone does you a favor or does a courtesy for you, how good it makes you feel, and just in there, that's how good it's going to make them.
That's huge. I love that. Yeah, courtesy. That's a great, what's the word track? Is that the right way to say it to use? Yep. Boom.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Anyone Zane, how you doing tonight? I didn't see you on the call. Zane, you've been with us for a while. You there?
Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I wanted to get on here and like listen to you guys. I'm like literally, you guys are like rock stars. I always say that.
we're just out here dying.
Yeah. No, you guys.
Thank you, Sam. We appreciate you.
Now you do this. You have a not weird schedule, but like not a typical.
I do have a weird
right?
schedule. Yeah, but
how does that? You work full time, or you're a full time mom, or I forget what exactly.
Yes, I'm a full time mom. So I run business a couple hours a day. And usually I don't run it on weekends. So I'm out for a couple of hours a day, and I've been able to do well. I'm gonna say, yeah.
Now, how does that? So when do you get your dialing in? Because we're trying to talk about a little bit everything, phone script.
Yeah.
Structuring a schedule, and how do you go about doing that?
I get my dials in, but I kind of do it a little bit different than how you guys do it. So, but anytime I hire any agents, I definitely will tell them, hey, this is the way how dial day works. Get it in for Monday, Thursday, so you can get in, you know, for the weekend, whatever. I go over that. So I dial every day. I dial anytime. I'm sitting in my car waiting for my kids to come out of school, soccer, piano, karate, whatever it is. I'll dial anytime. I usually run my appointments from 9 to 1 or 2, Monday through Friday.
When your kids are in school, right?
Yes, exactly. That's how I do it. So, So during that time, I do a lot of door knocks. So that's what has been the biggest game changer for me. So when I first started, I never did any door knocks. If I didn't have anybody that would pick up, I would just, say this lead is.
Let me talk about that real quick, because I think that's a good transition for a second before we, hop off here. So Dorn, how long are you going to attempt to contact a lead before you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go door knock that? Like, where does it? Do you have a certain amount of attempts or a certain amount of days before you just say, okay?
No, I don't. I literally, if I call, I have it organized on my sheet. So like I call this many times, that this time, but if I'm out, and I try to take as much advantage as I can when I'm out. So I do door knocks mostly on every day that I run business. Yeah. So a lot of times I'll have an hour, 2 hours. I go and I door knock, and believe it or not, I'm going to say probably average, I will probably sell at least 10 policies a month from door knocks, at least.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so now, what changed, or were you just scared of door knocking, or just nervous?
I'm terrified. I never believed in door knocks. I'm like, how am I going to go to random doors, just say, pop up in front of them and tell them, hey, do you guys want coverage? But the mentality.
Well, wait. Do you cold door knock, or you're not randomly knock at people's houses?
Oh no, I'm not.
Okay, all right,
but still, the mentality wasn't there at that time. Don't forget, John. It was sort of different. I never did any sales before, so I kind of had a different mentality. So that one week, I had a bunch of leads stacked up in my car. I said, today is going to be the day where I start door knocking. That first week I sold 5 policies from door knocks. So that's when I said, I was like, door knocks it is now.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the leads that, so I only use CRM leads. That's it. A lot of times you just call and call and you don't get a lot of answers. So you put in, you use different numbers, you block them, you put private, and you still don't, some people just do not pick up.
Yeah, because we can't control, all we can control is the activity we're putting in dialing. We can't control them picking up the phone or not.
Exactly. One thing that I do wish that I do better is book more appointments on my run days. I don't. But again, I found for me what has been successful is doing the door knocks a lot of
That's
times.
awesome.
If
Yeah.
I don't get, yeah. So that's how I've been. Last week, which I think I booked 5 appointments for Friday. They were all no-shows, rescheduled, 5 of them. Because I booked them from 9 all the way up to 1 o'clock.
Let's talk about that real quick. You got no-showed, because I was talking
Mhm.
about that earlier, only having 6 appointments and getting a bunch of no-shows, but you only do it part-time. I was referring to someone
Yeah.
doing it full-time,
Mhm.
which is totally. So when you're making those dials, like, do you feel like you're tying them down, asking good questions, making sure they're going to be there, or what is
I
like
do.
your? Okay.
I tie them down very well. As a matter of fact, 2 of them were from the door knocks that I booked.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was in front of their house. They said, they were like, you know what, we're very busy right now, but we do need coverage. Can you please come back at this time, put them on? I asked them, and of course, I asked them the most important questions on there. Who are you thinking as your beneficiary? You got that all
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Friday, 5 of them, none. But guess what? I door knocked and I sold.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's just keeping your
Mhm.
activity super high.
I
and,
just
you
keep
know,
my activity going. I just keep it going. It doesn't matter if I can't get enough appointments, I can't get them on the phone. Just keep the activity going. I
Yep.
found many different ways. I also leave sticky notes on the doors. That's been a
Yep.
big game changer. And I put on the bottom of the sticky notes, please call ASAP. And believe it or not, they call. So
Yep.
many of them call. I leave lots of voice messages. They call back. So those are the 2 big things that I found that have been working dramatically. I also do WooSender as well. And the
Mhm.
WooSender, I've been able to book a couple appointments off of WooSender. So just
Awesome.
different strategies, just keeping the activity flowing. That's all what you really need to do. Just keep the activity flowing. I don't have the crazy hours as I wish I can go out and run more hours. I don't. But with those hours that I run throughout the week, it's great.
Well, you're making them count. You're taking full advantage of the time you do
It's
have.
great.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. Does anyone have any questions for myself, Freddie, Zane? Who was just I love how we dive into just more just phone stuff too, especially for some of the newer people in here that maybe had a question about something else that maybe got answered. But anyone have any questions about anything we've kind of gone over so far tonight? Anyone new, like Jacob, Tristan, Frank, some other people on here, Chance?
Hey, John, can I ask something really quick?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Frederick.
Perfect. Now, really quick. I won't take too much of our time.
No, dude,
Saying
I get all night.
thank-
For you, bro, I get all night. Let's go.
Saying thank you for sharing. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. But I just
Yeah.
want to, for anybody new for FFL, you can see how valuable it is that you can be your own boss. You can control your own schedule. You know what I mean? Like you have
Mhm.
Sane, she has her own family. She literally within her schedule of her family, she's helping other families as well, which is pretty
Mhm.
impressive. You have John, who also has his family of his own, and he's doing the same thing, working full time and kind of, squishing different families and helping for
Mhm.
10 families on average, probably 20 families a week, John, and also serving his own. So it's just impressive, honestly, how much you can do with FFL and the opportunity we have. So take full advantage. Don't be afraid to start off. And when you start, just keep going and just focus on the activity. Everything else will take care of itself.
For
And what's
sure.
the thing we talked about on our episode 3 podcast today. Don't be lazy, Freddie.
Yeah, John, that's good. Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, don't be a lazy agent, but it goes more in depth than that. I mean, usually whenever you're lazy for anything, it's because you don't want it bad enough, right? Because if you wanted to lose weight, you're gonna go out and obviously eat, having healthy habits, right, of food and everything like that, and nutrition, and also work out, right? And also, if you wanted to go out there and serve families and serve your own, no excuses when you get in front of you or serving others, and make sure that you also protecting your own family as well. You can see it from John, you can see it from Saint, you can see it from a bunch of other top producers. When
Like
they want
yourself.
something bad enough, thank you, appreciate you. But when they want something bad enough, nothing will get in between that or in the middle of that, because they have a purpose and it's greater than them. That's the biggest thing.
Awesome, man. Anyone have any questions? Oh, Jacob, I saw you got a question here. What are the best leads to start with? I think instant internet leads are really good. Any, direct mail leads. I'm not sure where you live. Where do you live?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay, awesome. Any like direct mail, final expense, 1 month, 2 month are out there. Any 1 month, even 2 months mortgage mailers. Because there are, speaking of lazy agents, there are some lazy agents out there that get these leads new to them. Don't call them as they should be called. Maybe don't door knock like Zane would door knock them, or just really work the lead.
That's
And you
what I
can pick-
noticed, because I actually I bought like 200 leads. I didn't really have like a real dial day, but more so is like in my first week of getting my license, I was, calling my leads, and it was like the 2 to 3 month final expenses, and I booked 5 appointments. Well, it
That's
wasn't
awesome.
like 5 appointments. It was more so like a 1 call close type of thing.
So you're trying to just do telesales?
Yeah, I would like to do that because I'm in the Army and I get deployed a lot. So I wanted to still be able to
that's
work
awesome.
when I'm deployed.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, can I say something about leads?
Yeah,
So, like we always say, all leads work, right, John? But one
that's
thing is,
100%.
some of them you have to work them harder than the others. I'm going to say that way. If you find in this CRM mortgage protection leads, the mailers, buy them, especially the 1 month, the 3 month, buy them. If I find them, those are so good. A lot of the agents, so those are like $80, and they
Yeah.
put them in there for such a cheap price. And when you go in there, believe it or not, a lot of them, they're not helped. And especially if you show up in front of them. I showed up in front of 2 of them today and I booked an appointment. So if you show up in front of them, and those are gold. Those are really gold. So if you want to, if you want something, and then when you dial them, they're much easier as well for them to
Yeah,
pick
because
up.
they're a little higher intent. They, like, so direct, for people who don't know what direct
The
mail
intention
leads
is higher. The intention is
It's
higher
so-
for sure.
It's
I
something
click-
that was sent out in the mail. They filled it out by hand and sent it back in. So
Take a
you have a
picture
little
of
more.
them.
Yep.
If they don't pick up, take a picture, send it to their phone. Believe it or not, they know what they filled out.
Yep.
And then look at the price that you're getting them for. So you can't get better than that.
I mean, I was so surprised, some of the direct mail leads when I first got them, when I called, and people be like, I didn't fill this out. Like you're full of, you're full of it. And I sent them a picture. I said, hey, this is still you? And they call me back and like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you were like a scammer. Like I totally forgot I sent that in. So just go in there, and then it takes 2 seconds to send a text, right? You just come up with a couple sentences, whatever you want to say. You just copy and paste that, just change the name of the person all day long. So, I mean, and you can book, 2, 3, 4 more appointments doing that for people that just don't answer the phone. Some people, maybe between 30 and 40, 50 would rather text instead of have a conversation, or can't be bothered by, what they think is a scam phone call.
One of my biggest sales ever was from a husband and a wife from a mortgage protection that I door knocked. That's why it was like, like for me to get in front of that family and help them, help a husband and a wife out. And it was so discounted for $3 and make $7,000. I like, yeah, I know. It was last
I mean, you
year.
helped like 7 families, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, so like when I find them, I jump on them right away.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Paul Very, I
That's
saw you on mute.
awesome.
You got something to add,
That's-
bro?
Oh, not really. I just agree with what's being said with the age leads, because like you're gonna call a lot of them, and you're gonna if you're new, the first initial reaction may be like, oh, these people are telling me no or hanging up. You just gotta understand, if you're paying like $3 for a lead that's $35, like you're gonna have to call more of them. Like so, like same thing with internet leads. I listen to you guys book mailers, fresh mailers, and you're booking appointments, but they're also $30 a pop, $35 a pop. An internet lead, with discount is like $6. So I'm going to expect if I'm doing internet leads, I'm going to be dialing, 300, 400 dials in order to get the same results as, a fresh $35 lead. So it's just how you work it. It's not about if the lead is good or not.
Correct. You got time or you got money?
Exactly.
Awesome. Tristan, do you have any question?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, what's a good, I know me and you have talked about that a little bit, but what's like a good, like, do you, like for Zane or like whoever, like, do you guys go a certain way about leaving like voicemails and text messages? And like, when do you decide to do that? Like, what's a good script for that, or like a good message for that?
Yeah, so I'll read what I say real quick in a text message. Like if this would be for like a mailer. I would say, hey Tristan, this is John getting back to you on the form you completed and mail back into my office. It was in regards to the state regulated final expense insurance programs. I'm the state licensed field underwriter assigned to your file. I'm looking to get you out the information. I'm looking to get you my schedule this week. Let me know mornings, afternoons, or evenings. What works best for you. I'll get you on my calendar. Thanks. So I'll send that, and I'll send a picture of the lead.
Okay. Like the ones that like you print out with their information in like the corner.
Yeah. So that would be for like a direct mail lead. Because you could change it for internet lead. You could say, hey Tristan, this is John. I'm just getting back to you about the inquiry you sent in about the North Carolina life insurance programs. And then just send a picture, like I'm the underwriter that's been assigned to your case. And then just kind of go from there. But you're just looking for a response then to confirm, hey, is this the person? Okay, great. Because once you have that, I mean, if you call them again at that point, they may be more likely to pick up the phone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or just have a conversation with them via text at that point.
And I've seen too, like on the Facebook groups and stuff like that, some people have like that, like the virtual like business card or like information card with like your picture and like your stuff, your information on it. Has anybody ever used that, or is that just, you think that's unnecessary?
No, you can. I mean, that's great. I don't have anything like that, but if you do, that'd be sweet.
Well, I've seen it, but I don't know where to find it. I've just seen people like post about it or like in videos.
Send me a screenshot if you see someone that posted about it.
You can do it in WorkSpot though, John.
Huh?
WorkSpot. You can do the digital business cards. I think it's like $10 a month.
Oh, is it? Hey Zane,
Yeah,
real quick, because I know you're the queen of door knocking. There was someone in the chat. Do you have a specific script when you door knock? You have a few minutes. I know you're cooking some dinner up or doing whatever over there. Can we do a quick mock door knock where you be the agent, I'll be the guy at the door?
Yeah. So I'll knock on the door. Knock, knock.
Yep. Yeah. Hello.
John?
Yeah. Who's this? Who are you?
I'm Zane. I'm the local field underwriter here, and I'm just doing a courtesy visit. Man, it's been so hard to reach you over the phone. I called you a couple of times. And usually,
yeah, I never answer my phone.
Yeah, I know. Nobody ever does. Well, anyways, I was just around the corner helping a family out. That I'll have the lead out. I'll show to them the lead. I was trying to get a hold of you. You sent this in, since I'm in the area. Do you have 15 minutes so I can help you just to get you the information that you put in, that you requested? And boom. I usually walk in.
So what if let's just say, for example, like I say yes, like can you come in and you help me out? What if I say no, for example? Like, well, it's like I don't have any time right now. I'm gonna go like wash my cat or something.
Yeah. So I'll say, well, no problem. I'm finishing up my appointments anyways, and I don't have time. So are you available tomorrow mornings or afternoons? Usually they're
Tomorrow, yeah, afternoon's probably better.
okay. Let's put you on. I'll put you on tomorrow. Let me look at my calendar. I can squeeze you in tomorrow between 12 and 12:30. How about that?
Yeah, 12:30 is good. Yeah.
Okay, I have you on, John, tomorrow 12:30. Just give me that 30-minute leeway because I'm really busy. I'm helping out a lot of families, but I should be there. I will be there to help you and your family out.
You should be here, or you're gonna be here.
I'm gonna be there.
Cool. I'll see you then.
Just say it's a courtesy visit. You've been trying to reach them. I always say,
Yep.
man, it's so hard to reach you over the phone. And
Yeah.
I'm doing a courtesy visit. I was helping out somebody else and I thought I would stop by to help you.
So courtesy, big word for tonight is courtesy, whether it's a door knock, whether it's a phone call. As a courtesy, I'm going to squeeze you in my schedule, tomorrow morning or afternoon, better for you.
I always use courtesy.
Yeah.
So you have a busy schedule and you're doing them a favor. So
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's huge. All right. Anyone got any last minute questions here? I know Bert, you've been super quiet, which Vera, what up, Paz? I didn't see you on here. Georgina, does that answer your question? About
Yes,
seminars?
sir. Thank you.
No problem. Bert Hernandez, silent the whole time and then just left when I called him out. All right, no problem. What about what about you, Vera?
Hi, my name is Vera. I'm a new agent and I'm trying to figure out the schedule. I'm transitioning from part-time to full-time right now.
Okay.
So it's not working great for me. I was not able to book appointments because people are hanging up on me right after I said my name. I know my voice is little like I have accent and I talk a little softly for some people. So I'm trying to learn the tonally and yeah, figuring it out. It's helping
Okay,
me.
yeah.
just
I mean, I
know
think
what
I
other
think you
people
sound
do.
fine. I understand you.
Thank you. It's helping me to see what other people do, and yeah, I really hope that it's gonna start for me too.
So how many dial days have you had, Vera?
I dialed only Fridays I started beginning of April, so this is my fourth week in, and this is my first week actually like working full time.
Okay.
But,
What'd you do? What
I
were you doing
hope-
before?
I was a social worker. Yeah, I did social work. So I talked to a lot of people over the phone, but it's a different, I don't want to take your guys' time. It was a little different mindset.
Well, I called on you,
because
so
I
you
was
have the
giving
floor.
Yeah, thank you. It was a little different mindset than now. I have to learn more, be more firm, and
Well,
yeah,
the guy
there's a lot of
that
to
started this
grow,
whole company was
for
the
sure.
guy that started this whole company was a social worker. So I don't see why you can't be successful.
And I think it got. I don't know if you guys hear me.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Sorry, I
Okay,
think I
awesome.
lost
Well,
you.
welcome. I'm sure you'll keep up the good work with your dialing. We're gonna end this in a second here. Anyone have any last minute questions? Questions, comments, concerns? Everyone feel good? So, Jacob, you good to go, bro? You feel you got a lot of stuff out of this tonight?
I feel good. I feel good. I just had a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
What do you mainly do? Do you do telesales in home? What do you like to do?
I like to do 90% in home face to face with people. I just feel like I don't know. I just like that face to face interaction. I think it's easier for me to build trust that way. Number one, because a lot of this has to do with trust and over the phone. Not to say you can't sell over the phone, you definitely can. I think it's just harder. You need to have more at bats. So instead of having 10 appointments a day, you have to have 20 appointments. So book every half hour, every 20 minutes, a telesale appointment, because you're going to have a higher no-show rate. Number one, you're going to have a lot of people who are just looking for quotes and this and that, not looking to take it seriously. So if you're going to do telesales, you really just got to stack that schedule up.
Makes sense. Thank you.
You got it, bro.
Hey, Chance McQueen here.
What's up, Chance?
Hey, what about scheduling Zoom calls, meetings?
Yeah, you could do it too. Yeah, telesale, same thing with the Zoom, FaceTime, telesale. I've done all of the above. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. I know Paz, who's on here, does a lot of telesales, a lot of virtual stuff. I just haven't quite dove into that fully yet. The only time I'll kind of pivot to that is if someone's giving me a really hard time or a lot of pushback of coming over to their house. Then I'll kind of pivot. Okay, perfect. With gas prices the way they are, it's totally easier for me to do it over the phone with you too, and just kind of go down that route.
Yeah, because with COVID and all, for me, I'm in sales as well, right? So in my business, I'm on the phones dialing Monday through Thursday, and a lot of times I'm trying to schedule appointments with certain agents, right? So, if they don't want to do a coffee appointment, hey, let's get on a call for 15 minutes, learn about your business, et cetera, et cetera. And so, and especially if they're, like I have 2 appointments in a couple of weeks, and I'm doing them via Zoom call because, they're in Stanford and in Norwalk, things like that. So
where are you at?
I'm in Hartford.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. How come, what prompted you to book them a couple weeks out? How did that conversation go? I'm just curious.
I'm super busy next week, so I pushed them off for another 2 weeks.
Oh, it's because you're super busy, not because the client's super busy.
No, it's not a client. I'm in the mortgage business, so one of the things that I'm going to be going after is some of my past clients for mortgage protection, and then also going to be focusing on final expense. But my deal is, Monday and Tuesdays, I'm calling agents. I'm trying to establish new relationships there, right? New partners, referral partners. So, that's one of the things that we're doing. We're either meeting for a coffee meeting or we're meeting over Zoom. So that's why my question is, hey, would that work in this business because of COVID environment? I give them that option, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, 100%. Hey, we do 2 things, 1 of 3 ways, either face-to-face, so I come out to see you, via Zoom or over the phone. Which would you prefer?
Yeah.
I would just be careful booking out appointments, weeks in advance, because, depending on the type of appointment.
This is particular for me, and this particular next week, I have some personal things going on, so I'm taking.
No, that's fine. I would just probably suggest, doing a follow-up call with them ahead of time, like a couple of days prior, just to confirm your appointment.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool,
I'm all about day before, 24 hours, firming up that appointment because I'm super busy. I don't have time. I'm going to let them know, hey, I respect your time. I know your time is valuable. You're busy. Do you mind confirming our appointment the day before?
Got it. That's awesome, bro. Okay, cool. Anyone have any last minute questions before I sign us off? No?
No, man. Great call.
No, solid. Solid, John. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. You got it, guys. If you're running tomorrow, hope everyone has a great day. Hit me up if you guys need anything. If you're dialing, dial hard. You got it. Everyone have a good night. Peace.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Later.
Thank you.